Hey everybody, it's Steve with Real Progressives. It's been a long time since we've had a candlelight fireside chat, but I went ahead and decided, since it was kind of crazy in the house while everybody's wrapping presents and just sort of listening to Christmas music and so forth, that I'd take a moment to come out here and first of all, before we get into the meat of what I'm going to talk about, I just want to wish everyone a wonderful holiday together. Enjoy the time with your families. Take whatever solace you can in friends and close, relationships that you have. Don't let this time go wasted. But with that, very short, very sweet, we're going to talk about Keith Ellison. And we're going to talk about people like Keith Ellison, who I feel are emblematic of the problem right now. As much as I enjoy the idea of Bernie Sanders putting his stamp on the Democratic Party, the only way that I feel that that stamp is of any merit is to make sure that the Democratic Party learned its lesson, to make sure that the Democratic Party understands what it is that we as progressives think and what we believe and the way we operate and the things that we hold dear to us. And one of the things that is absolutely a slap in the face is Keith Ellison coming out on Twitter talking about how anybody that criticized Hillary Clinton fell prey to right-wing propaganda, basically was giving right-wing propaganda a foothold and giving it credibility. And I was never so angry in my life. I think I may have been more angry at that tweet than I was when Bernie lost the election. Why is that? Because when Bernie lost the election, we knew that was coming, to some extent. But when they sit there and they say, hey, Keith, we look back and we wonder why Hillary Clinton lost the election. And we look back and we wonder why progressives didn't come out in droves to support Hillary. And we wonder why all these things are happening and why we're sitting here with a President Trump. And Keith Ellison is out there. I don't care if he's just given air cover to the establishment Democrats that are prone to still celebrate Hillary, who are still out there actively peddling Russian fear porn, who are still red baiting like they did with Bernie, who are still bringing up the Red Scare. What Keith Ellison did by giving Hillary air cover was literally lift his leg on all of progressives and tell us to go screw ourselves. I don't care what the cause. If he can't win the DNC chairman by telling the truth in that party, we have learned enough about that party. We have learned enough about what the Democratic Party is. If he's still got to coddle up to the worst candidate the Democrats have ever run in the history of the Democratic Party. Not once, but twice we've been subjected to Hillary Clinton trying to come through the door as the heralded one. And twice now, she's been rejected. I don't want to hear any more about Hillary Clinton being viable. I don't want to hear any more about her wonderful stuff, because I've got a truckload of history, I've got a truckload of truth, and I've got a truckload of everything else under the sun to dump at your feet to tell you Hillary Clinton is evil. She was the worst candidate we have ever seen run by the Democratic Party, ever. Ever. So now, Keith Ellison is running for the DNC chair in an effort to lure progressives to Dem enter, to return to the Democratic Party. That is what Keith Ellison is. Bernie Sanders is lead activist now for the Democratic Party. He was put in the position to basically bring millennials back into the party, to Dem enter. Now, I am not a Dem enter guy, but I support progressives wherever they exist, and that includes in the Democratic Party. So if a Democrat runs and they are a progressive and they're willing to tell the truth, they will get my full support. But I'm done with having to figure out what your public persona is and what your private persona is. If you're a progressive, there should be no issue in speaking boldly. Progressives don't hide. Progressives don't lie. Progressives live for truth. And the truth is, Hillary Clinton was a warmonger. Hillary Clinton was about as progressive as Mitt Romney. Hillary Clinton was a liar. Hillary Clinton was bought and paid for by Wall Street. Hillary Clinton thought we were a bunch of idiots. And she ran a campaign that was so horrific and putrid, gaslighting us, setting up with the Bernie bros. About all the things that Hillary Clinton did. And there's Keith Ellison telling us, forget everything you know. Everything you think you know is a lie. It's all right-wing propaganda. Well, Keith, no, you're a lying piece of shit. You're a liar. And suckling favor to the Democratic Party by putting us under the bus is what we've been used to our entire existence. You're no different. You're no change. You're doing the same rope-a-dope again, using us as firewood so that you can get where you want to be. And I am not having it. I'm done with it. So no, I'm not dem-entering if this is the kind of bullshit that you're going to throw out there. You can forget me carrying your water. You can forget me sitting there making apologies for you. You can forget me making excuses for you in any way, shape, or form. I'm taking you at your word, and your word was, hey, way to go, you guys who sat there and bashed Hillary for not being progressive enough, for being bad. Way to buy into the right-wing smear campaign. I am very sick of this shit. I mean, for real, have you not gotten to the point where you're done being the booty call of the Democratic Party? I am done having to enter into the back door of the House so that they can get their booty call on and then kick me out with so much as a kiss goodbye. I'm done with it. I'm done. I'm done. And Keith Ellison, if you really want to make sure that people dem-enter, if you even want to smell like a legitimate candidate, then you need to behave like a progressive. And you need to speak boldly, and you need to speak factually, and you need to tell the truth about why Hillary Clinton lost. She was a scummy, horrible person. So bad that she lost to Donald Trump. That's how bad she was. You know what? The Russians didn't hack the crowds that didn't show up at her events. The Russians didn't hack her abominable appearances on talk shows doing the nay-nay. You remember that nay-nay? The Russians didn't hack her to put hot sauce in her purse. The Russians didn't hack her to say, yeah, you know, I'm called a moderate. I plead guilty. And they didn't sit there and make her say that she was a progressive who gets things done while selling fracking around the world. Or while pushing for a no-fly zone in Syria. Or any of the things. Or telling us that single payer was pie in the sky. Or baiting us with saying, well, if you didn't support Obama, my God, what are you, like a racist? I'm serious. This is the stuff. This evil identity politics that the Democratic Party deployed to try and leverage Hillary into our hearts and minds that didn't work at all is what Keith Ellison is now peddling. Even if it's fake, he's throwing us under the bus for political gain. And I say, hell no, I'm done being fodder in your cannon. I'm done with that. I am done with that. Are you done with it? I mean, seriously. Keith Ellison hasn't found a single no-fly zone or a single war or a single any kind of military involvement that he hasn't put his John Hancock on. That's a fact. Look it up. If you don't like what I'm saying, fact check me. This isn't a popularity contest. This is a fact-seeking contest. You don't have to like anything that I'm saying. It's not required. But the truth is the truth is the truth. So help me God. Your job, Keith Ellison, is to try to bring people back to the very undemocratic party. Your job is supposed to rally, and it's not happening. You're not getting the job done, sir. even though you haven't been brought in yet, I'm telling you right now, I don't support you. I do not support Keith Ellison. Now, he can go out there and he can tell everybody that he lied when he was putting up Hillary. He can go out there and tell everyone he lied when he was bashing progressives. And maybe I'll reconsider my stance. But what do you think? You think the chances of him going out there and apologizing to progressives for throwing them under the bus and looping them in with the right wing, you think that that might happen? I don't think so. I think that they are unwilling. And I can't live that way anymore. I won't live that way anymore. This revolution starts with our leaders as well. It can't just be at the ground level. They have got to start responding to us. They've got to start taking us seriously, or they can lose in perpetuity. The GOP is one state house away from being able to have a constitutional convention where they would push forward a balanced budget amendment that would literally destroy America. And there's Keith Ellison peddling Hillary's merits while we're sitting there trying to bring about the change that would prevent that. Do you think Keith Ellison kicking progressives is in any way, shape, or form the unifying message the Democratic Party needs in order to move forward? Do you think he needs to prop up Hillary Clinton in order to bring progressives back to the party? It's the worst. It's like defies any kind of logic whatsoever. To me, the only answer is to find another party and take it over and run roughshod over the establishment. I know there are electoral hurdles. I know there are hurdles every step along the way. But what is the difference? I don't want to sit there and vote for my very own demise. It's one thing to have someone else vote for my demise, then I know who my enemy is. It's another thing when I push the vote down and then I pick the guy who slices my throat also. We need to start another party. Right now, there is a party called the Progressive Independent Party. It's not exactly a party per se. It's more of a coalition. It's really an idea at this point of bringing all the left, all progressives together, and keeping their identity and falling under one roof. And right now, I would prefer the unapologetic left version of progressivism than the centrist bullshit, warmonger protecting, fracking protecting, TPP protecting, bullshit corporatist Democratic Party that keeps throwing us under the bus, that gave us Donald Trump on a platter. To me, the Democratic Party repeatedly with Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, now this bullshit with Keith Ellison praising Hillary Clinton and bashing progressives, to hell with that. No, they ain't changing, folks. This is the revolution time. There was no reason for them not to change. They had everything. They had the wind behind them, the wind at their sails. They could have easily crushed Clintonism for good. Neoliberalism needs to be embarrassed and shamed and run roughshod over and completely gotten rid of. And you can't do that by protecting the very people that perpetuated it. If you don't understand the price of neoliberalism, wait till the occupation of the White House occurs with Donald Trump. He is the result of Clintonism. He is the repudiation of Clintonism. I didn't vote for him. But damn it, if the people that supported Clinton didn't make him an absolute. And you know what, Keith Ellison? It's going to take you falling on like 100 swords, apologizing to progressives, and kicking Hillary right under the bus before you'll ever sniff an ounce of support from me. You do not get to coddle neoliberalism and then claim to be progressive. We don't support progressives who get things done. We don't support that bullshit. I don't support that bullshit. I fought too hard against neoliberalism to sign on to support neoliberalism. I would rather fight an enemy that is open and honest about being the enemy than someone who claims to be my friend who is an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I am not in any way, shape, or form ever going to hide from neoliberalism. I will stand toe-to-toe and throw down. If you're going to be an enemy, damn it, be the enemy. But don't you dare co-opt progressive culture and claim that warfare is somehow or another a progressive passage. Bullshit. Bullshit. Stop co-opting the term progressive. Progressive stands direct opposition to neoliberalism. And that means you don't bash us and prop up Hillary Rodham Clinton. With that, folks, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to check out. You keep an eye on Keith Ellison for me, okay? You let me know if he decides he wants to become a progressive. In the meantime, I'm going to be going to Occupy Inauguration on January 19th, 20th, and 21st, and I'm going to be there to work on building a coalition party. I'm going to be there, and when they sit there and watch the Keith Ellisons of the world prop up Hillary Clinton and bash us again, hopefully we will have enough numbers to say, hell no. You want to lose every election going forward? I don't care if you call me Ralph Nader. I wear that as a badge of honor. I don't care what you call me. I don't care if you say my vote for Jill was a vote for Trump. I'm telling you right now, you will lose every single election if it's up to me until you learn the lesson. I'm not backing away from this. I am not backing away from this, damn it. It's too important. Know your enemy. Don't you dare put lipstick on and kiss me as you shove a knife right up in my liver. I'm not having it. With that, I'm out of here. Have a great night, everybody.